Education is one of those important institutions that are, for me, one of the pillars of rebuilding our communities.
I've had my kids go through town school, and I have 2 boys that go to school here, and just the difference in those programs is amazing.
The teachers are passionate about teaching these students. You can see them every day, working on goals for them and trying to get them to the next level.
Some superintendents are coming into some of our schools and saying, how come your kids are coming into our schools really prepared? What are you doing that's different? And then we can't wait to tell them, yeah, come look at this.
The classes are small, and the students get a lot of one-on-one, and the culture and the language.
We know what their personalities are, and so it's a lot of fun, and I like to joke and tease with them. So for me, it's fun.
I feel really confident that they'll be ready for high school if they're done elementary here, because we have top-notch programs. The latest, the most successful programs that are seen are brought in and implemented here, and the staff are liking it. They're saying these programs work.
Our school follows the British Columbia core curriculum, so we follow the same program of courses in math, English, science, social studies, art, physical education. What we do, though, is we infuse a lot of the native language, the traditions, and the teachings of the Ntlaka'pamux people. We integrate into the social studies and the science, hands-on and on-the-land experience, and it's called project-based learning. Say, for example, we work with the Spias Creek fisheries, and our students, we do a hatchery program here. The children work with the biologist that comes in. He talks about the fish or sheep and the various stages the fish go through, right up until we take the students up to Spies Creek to release the fish. We do art around that. We do their science learning outcomes. It involves math concepts that would be integrated in that. And also the same thing with plants. We teach the children through the gathering and harvesting of traditional plants, not only collecting them, but how to properly store them and how to use them. We not only get to teach some of the core subject concepts to them, but it also roots them into their connection to the land and to the beliefs of our people. This is the land of our ancestors. So for our school, it provides us a very rich interdisciplinary type of learning that I think really is unique to us.
And the focus is literacy and numeracy. So the Read Well has the science, socials, health, PE, everything built in, wellness. That's all built into the program. The spelling is built into the program. The word comprehension, that is built into the program. And then with math, it's a great program. Like each level is only enforcing and having those key concepts taught within 127 lessons. So it's like tracking and making sure, and it tests every 5 lessons to make sure that you got it. And if you don't have it, then you need to reteach. So it's the testing and the reteaching that's constantly in bringing the students up.
My job is to support the First Nation schools in BC with all the things that have to do with education in the classroom for the kids. So we come in and we just look at what's needed, and then we sit and we observe, or we do side-by-side teaching, side-by-side coaching. But besides that direct classroom experience, we also bring in curriculum. We sometimes suggest some really good research-based curriculum that's out there that we think is going to be really good for all kids and to help accelerate all kids' learning. So the 2 literacy programs are called Read Well, which starts at K and goes to the end of grade 3. And then Reading Mastery, which we're using for grade 4 and 5. So when the kids come out of those programs, they're reading above a grade 5 level with accuracy and fluency and comprehension. Therefore, we're really happy that they can go into almost any kind of literacy program and be successful.
The K4 Read Well whole group, I started using that with my class. And what this program does, it teaches the nursery students to learn their ABCs, recognizing the letters and sounding out each letter. And I find using this program, they'll be really ready for kindergarten when they go. So I'm very impressed with the program.
It's a mastery-based program where they use repetition, working on word cards and reading different stories during the day so that they get mastery for a certain number of words per minute. So if they get up to those words per minute after all their independent work is done, then they can move on to the next level.
It's based on scoring. They are doing their letter sounds in kindergarten. Grade 3 are reading short stories. With the upper grades, they have short stories to read as well, but it's more at their level. All of our students have increased their scores since September. There's been some slow increases, but others have gone through the roof, and they've above grade level at this time.
If you're not reading at a high level, and I'd say at least a grade 6, 7 level, you're not prepared to read, write, paragraphs and essays. You won't be able to manage your grade 12 exams, and you won't get a Dogwood certificate. Therefore, you can't enter college and university. And so that's what happens. They're not prepared to read and write well, then they're pretty much not prepared to do any of those exams because they have to read their math problems. They can't read their math problems. They won't be able to do math either.
They're learning a lot more at younger ages, so they're understanding a lot more of what they're actually reading when they're doing their Read Well programs and stuff.
Currently, I have 2 granddaughters. They're both in grade 3. I have seen the benefits of them reading. They actually come home really enthralled with reading. So that really makes me happy because I'm a reader too, right? So I see them every day with their little books, so I read to them daily. And I think they read better than I ever thought they could. And books that I didn't even think they could read. And spelling, holy, like words I didn't think you could spell till like grade 6 level, right? So it's impressive. I really love that Read Well and that Dibbles program.
I had my children go all through the school, and now I have a grandson going to the school. He's had struggles with school, and he's really supported here, and he's assessed, and they bring in outside people to help develop a program that helps him be successful, and he's just coming right along.
My 2 children, they've been in a public school when I was in my undergrad, and my daughter, she actually couldn't read. And she couldn't add 2 numbers together. And I was really busy getting my undergrad done and trying to juggle children and papers and all of that. It was pretty tough. And then come assessments, I'd get called in, and it was really frustrating that literally my daughter was falling below the cracks. So they actually came here and they learned from the Read Well. So my kids are a prime example of how that one-on-one is effective. My daughter, she reads at a high school level. She writes papers at a high school level. My son is in grade 3, and they have him in an advanced reading program. And he's reading novels. It's so cool.
I see a great difference in, I see a few of the students, they're just so happy that they're able to start decoding the words, and they're so happy to share their reading, and they just keep telling me, "Teacher, I can read this, I can read this." So it's so neat to see that, because I've seen that so many times, and it's great to see that they're so happy that they can now read.
The math program that we've been supporting And coaching is Saxon math. Saxon math is also a research-based direct instruction program. They don't master the concepts or skills they're taught. Then what the teacher does then is figure out which kids haven't learned it yet, and then go back and provide some kind of practice, extra practice, or what we call intervention that's going to help those kids learn the skills they haven't learned and get back on track. Everything the teacher teaches is then measured directly in the same way, and then getting in immediately to remediate or fix it up so that we don't wait too long for kids to continue to fail.
The focus on it is a lot of repetition. It's daily repetition of lessons already taught and methods already taught, and then they're integrated with new learning.
The lessons are fun. They're a lot of fun, even for teachers. Like every day, it's like, oh, cool. I wouldn't even think of that. These neat teaching manipulatives that are brought in, and things that are simple. Like if you have construction paper, you can make it. It just finds different ways to use the materials that are within the classroom. It's broken up into increments, so it's covering important concepts that are required by the province that you're in. But it doesn't matter which province you're in, because the teaching outcomes are pretty much the same for every grade level. So it follows that, and it's pace setting, so the students are covering these key concepts throughout the year. And it's not only doing that, but it's teaching correct vocabulary when it comes to math, because a lot of the vocabulary is not being used. So when students go to high school, they're thrown off just by the vocabulary.
These programs have lots of data on whether they work or not. There's been a lot of work gone into them, a lot of research, a lot of development. And so basically it's a no-fail approach if the teachers do it well. That's where the coaching comes in. So then we come in and we coach the teachers, because it's not just a program that's going to help you. It's how the teacher teaches it. So you can have, a teacher that doesn't know how to teach it, follow the directions of a program, and it doesn't work, right? So the coaching piece comes in, and how do you masterfully conduct a small group with lots of positive encouragement, setting kids up for success. There's what we call guided practice, or we're doing it together. I do it, we all do it together. Then as soon as you know they can do it themselves, you let them have independent practice. These programs are structured that way so that you can't kind of vary from the path. So not only do we have the programs, but we have the coaches. So at this school, there's quite a few coaches coming in and supporting. More than there was 2 or 3 years ago. We just get better every year. And your teachers get better every year.
This beautiful country, this beautiful continent is our homeland. And one of the ways that Indigenous children can know about this land and continue to be stewards on this land, to also to know who they are and their history and their values, is through education. I don't think there's any place else for our children to get deeply steeped in who they are and in their roots than to attend a First Nation school that is committed to looking at education in a holistic sense.
Keeping the culture and the language going. Through culture, we go out and harvest the traditional plants, and the language, I teach the students what I know, and so we're learning together, and I find that is so neat that we're all learning together, myself and the students.
On our staff, we have 3 fluent speakers. They start their mornings with Intlakapam greetings. They do some of their subject matter. They're taught from our Intlakapam language curriculum, which was developed by our school. It, I think, has the opportunity to be a lot more interactive, more natural.
They have to go through a list of 100 words, and we pronounce them out, and I mimic how the word sounds, if it has a or, and make it comical for them. And that, to me, makes it work when they enjoy it and they have fun with these noises, I do that. Then we go to the gym and we play games like steal the bacon or charades type, and imitate animals or go blindfolded. and they call each other and then look up a creature's name. It makes it more meaningful if they're having fun. Yeah, it shouldn't be a bore or a chore. So just to have fun while you're learning.
Because of our small classrooms and our ability to do one-on-one, your child would have every opportunity to come to really thrive and to be able to have that opportunity to learn at their full potential.
This is our goal. Literacy level is grade 4. The textbooks are written at a much higher level than really grade 4, 5, 6, all the way up. And they have to be, a strong reader to manage that. And if not, they'll just continually fall behind. That's the driving force behind that. We've got many, many kids in grade 4, 5, and 6 that are 3 or 4 years behind. Too hard to catch them up at that point, often it is. And those kids drop out and think that they're stupid, and they're not. It's that they haven't been taught probably in the best possible way.
What makes it unique is the culture here, the Tlagatam culture, the assessments that we do, and all us teachers discuss our students' progress. If we have difficulties, we discuss it with each other and with our principal. We also have coaching for PLC professional learning communities in Vancouver, and our classes are videoed so that the coaches in Vancouver are aware of how we are teaching and giving us ideas on how to improve. All the students are well taken care of, and that's why this school was made. They wanted the culture, the Tlagatam gene, and for the students in this area to succeed.
I came from a public school system and I moved here, and I find the students are excited to come to school. They have their head held high, they're smiling when they come off the bus. They open that door and they're, "Hi, good morning." In a public school system, you find that there are very few like that. You're not going to get that one-on-one that we get here, and it shows with their literacy grades and their grades overall.
Coldwater School has bought into research-based programs, coaching for their teachers, high levels of expectation. They're excited. They get the best for their kids, and they're doing everything they can to make it work for their kids, starting from down below. So I don't see that happening in the same way in the public school. I'm sure they're doing things in the public schools that is the best they think they're doing for their kids. The difference for me is that here we can provide a more consistent approach and the same measuring tools. And we're looking at the data and we're being responsive immediately, weekly, daily, to if our kids are learning or not. And I can't be sure that that's happening in the public system.
We're really seeing results. We're seeing kids excel. They're actually past grade level. And we do have some students that, because they have special needs, they need more time. And so we are providing them the extra support that they need. But we even see them. We see them moving forward faster, and it just creates so much excitement for us.
We're a family. Everyone gets along here. Everyone's so friendly, and you want to come to work every day. The kids want to come to school every day, and it's just a great environment.
It's like a bonding. They know most of the kids that are here. They get to play with them on a daily basis. And they also have the Hot Meals program, there's a breakfast program, and the native language component, and the field trips that they're exposed to, the hands-on. It's an all-round package.
My favorite part is when a child comes in and I get to listen to them read, and I see the development over the year. And that's one thing we invite anybody in the community, the parents, our council, our board, come in so that the children can read to you. It's wonderful. They are proud and we are proud, and we celebrate their success